I rented a cabin for one night and I'm traveling alone for the first time. I'm definitely not roughing it though. The cabin comes with a queen size bed, full kitchen, a flushing toilet, and a hot shower. I'm hoping to learn that being alone doesn't have to be lonely, and I have 24 hours of solitude to prove it to myself. Okay, we made it. This place lives up to the expectation. It's like taking all of the great things about being alone in the woods camping, but then making it really comfortable. And it is really tiny. There's not a lot of space, but you don't really need much space. For me, it's just one night here by myself. Yeah, it's kind of perfect. So I'm nestled away at the back of the campground, and unfortunately, there's no one in like this entire 70 something acres, except I have neighbors back there, which is unfortunate. The campsite is incredibly cozy and beautiful. So we have a little fire pit over there with a picnic table, and then it looks like a dry box with some campfire wood, I think. I'm gonna make a campfire in a bit after I have some dinner. And then back here, it's just forest. I think there's a waterfall back there. I can hear running water, so maybe like a creek or a waterfall. Let's see if we can see back here. I do not have the appropriate footwear for sure. Oh wow, there's a whole creek down here. It's actually a pretty steep drop down. I wonder if I'll be able to hear this at night. I've come stocked with the essentials. I was trying to bring the easiest things possible to cook without a lot of extra stuff needed. Decided that I'm really craving mac and cheese. So we are going full throttle and eating all of the comfort food. If you haven't had these before, these are prime. These are so good. I don't know what they put on them to make them so good, but 10 out of 10. With this type of wine opener to save my life, so we're gonna give it a try and hope that I don't completely destroy this bottle. Oh no, I think I did it wrong. Ah, we're making progress. Yay! I always picture campfires as like these big events that you have with friends and family. Like I grew up going to camp every summer and we'd always do a campfire. It was one of the best nights because it's the night where you like go outside, make s'mores, hang with your friends, talk about the week. And it's kind of weird to be doing one, ooh, just open the hot sauce. It's kind of weird to be doing one by myself. I don't know, I think I like it. I'm trying to build a fire and I thought I got it started, but I think the wood isn't taking to the fire starter, so it's just smoking a ton and kind of like smoking the wood a bit. So I'm not sure that this is going to be as successful as I hoped. All right, I just spent the last 20 minutes trying to get the campfire started, and I think it's gonna be a no-go for tonight. The firewood looks like it's too wet to really catch on, so the fire starters went off and did their thing, but the actual wood's not catching, so kind of a bummer because when you picture camping, you picture a campfire, but we'll make do. I'm gonna still make the s'mores in a bit, but I have to actually eat my dinner because I just spent forever trying to get the campfire started and haven't actually eaten yet, so new plan, we're moving inside. It's not that I've never eaten a meal by myself before. I've lived alone for a long time. I think like the last 5 years I've had my own apartment. I'm realizing as I'm eating dinner that I'm so used to having something on TV or something like distracting me while I'm eating. Like usually I'll cook dinner and then sit down and watch something on YouTube or put on a TV show, or I'm with someone and we're having a conversation and we like went out to dinner. But now I'm just sitting here in silence. And it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's just different. And I never have thought about that. I've never thought about that for 2 seconds. So it's just very quiet. Honestly, after years of living in a major city that's so loud, it's kind of nice. Dinner. I've been listening to a podcast for a little bit, lying in bed, and I think I'm going to just get out my Kindle and read in bed for a little bit, but I'm just gonna have a quiet evening, and I will see you in the morning.
What's up, Peloton? Welcome to Peloton Meditation. My name is Aditi, and we are here together today for a 10-minute morning meditation. Soften the shoulders down and away from the ears. Let some weight sink into your seat so you feel your sits bones heavying down onto the chair.
So my goal for today is really just to take it easy. I woke up at 6:30 because it's pretty much impossible not to wake up when you have the light streaming in from this ginormous window. So even though it's rainy and overcast, it still got bright at around that time. So I woke up and just curled up and stayed in bed. I'm really trying to spend time on this trip just taking it easy. I used to wake up in such a panic in the morning, and I would immediately get out of bed, immediately start working, immediately be in meetings. A lot of my team was on a different coast. I'm on the West Coast, and so you're already behind the rest of the world when you get up. And I still carry that panic with me every morning, so I'll still wake up and immediately start doing something. I'm really trying to unlearn that and have slower, more intentional mornings. My plan was to go for a walk around the campground. The grounds are pretty huge and there's some trails, and even just walking alongside the road is really beautiful and scenic. Of course, in traditional Pacific Northwest weather, it is raining. It's been raining all morning, but if the rain doesn't let up in the next hour or so, I'm just gonna go for it. So when I was at the store trying to pick out breakfast, all I've wanted for the last like 2 months is cinnamon rolls. I thought I'm gonna make cinnamon rolls on this trip, treat myself a little bit, and then I realized that I don't have an oven. So what I got instead, maybe a substitute, is the cinnamon bread. We'll see if it fills my craving for cinnamon rolls. I might just have to get cinnamon rolls when I get home. Oh man, that is so good. This might be better than a cinnamon roll. All right, so the plan is to go check out the rest of the campground. It stopped raining, the rain has let up for a little bit, and we have kind of clear skies. Clear skies are on their way. There's about, I think, 70 acres of campground with little cabins dispersed around the campground. So we're gonna go check out the rest of the property, and then there's a trail, like half-a-mile trail on the campground as well. We're gonna go check out the trail, see what's up on the rest of the property, and enjoy the outdoors on a little solo nature walk. All right, there's 2 trails. There's an upper one and a lower one. And I think the lower one is longer, so we're gonna do that one. It's only half a mile, so longer. First treacherous thing, we have to cross this raging river. It'd be so funny if I fell in while trying to film myself do this. I'd be so embarrassed if I ran into someone while holding this ginormous camera. This is my first time ever doing this out in public. It's freeing. It's freeing to not care. It's also really muddy. This must be the waterfall that I could hear from my room last night. This is beautiful and there's no one here. One thing I was worried about when I decided to do this trip, to book my first solo trip where I'm not meeting up with anyone and no one's coming with me, is how introverted I am. I'm definitely an introvert, and I don't mean that I don't have friends or don't have a social life. I definitely do. But when you travel, you're gonna have to interact with different people and talk to different people and have new experiences by yourself. And in part, I'm okay with that. I've moved across the country multiple times now. I've spent a lot of time in other countries. I think I've done a lot of travel, but there's just something different about going somewhere and knowing that you're not going to meet a friend or meet up with a group and make friends with those people. The reason why I booked this cabin in this remote place is because I knew I wouldn't have to like really interact with anyone, and I could kind of get a feel for what it's like to do things by myself on a trip for the first time and figure out if I could enjoy my own company, or is it just a waste of a trip to go somewhere and not share it with someone. I think I've had a really good time for just my short 24-hour trip, and I didn't really get bored or feel like I was missing out on anything because somebody wasn't here. I think like taking a camera along with you helps because you're just talking to someone the whole time and it feels like you have someone there with you. So the reason why I booked this trip and I wanted this experience was to just like test the waters. Going to a cabin by yourself really isn't that hard if you can get over the creepiness of being alone in the woods. I did have neighbors, but people that you don't know. I think the real test will be like, can I go to other cities on my own, or can I spend time going abroad by myself? And that, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. That scares me a lot. But I think that this was a good first step in the right direction. That was an amazing walk. It actually warmed up quite a bit from yesterday. I have 3 layers on of long sleeves and I'm sweating underneath this. But the campground is absolutely beautiful. I definitely recommend checking out the area if you live in Seattle. It's just a short drive up the highway. 10 out of 10 worth it. I have about half an hour before I need to be out of the cabin, and so it's time to pack up and head back home.